All right, cue the theme music.
1 + 1 don't equal 2. Just like, oh wait, I did it wrong. Dang it. Should we start over or just roll with it?
Keep rolling.
1 + 1 don't equal 3. Just like
No.
2.
We just do.
No, I did.
You just stop at 3.
I thought I went 2 + 2. Really?
You just stop at 3. You do like a 3. Okay. There you go.
1 + 1 don't equal 3.
There you go.
I love it.
That's a good theme
That's
song.
what we're going to do from now on.
Thank
yes.
you.
Okay, that's it.
The theme
That
song.
is it. We have located it. We are on it. Yeah. By the way, I re-listen to these podcasts. I always listen to them.
I never listen to them.
The reason I listen to them is because I speak so freely 100%. I listen to it and I'm like, who's listening and how would they be listening? And can somebody find offense? Because everybody likes to find offense. But when I re-listened to it, the other episode where I sang my songs, I don't know why people don't think I have a great voice. Like I feel like it's actually a talent of mine.
It's an acquired taste.
I feel like that's not fair to say. I feel like it's a very good voice.
It took me some time to get used to it.
You didn't like
talked about that.
I know. You said it again. You really hurt my feelings when you
Did we tell that story on this podcast?
Which one? When we were first dating, Aaron would act really annoyed with me. And like a couple times, like there was once where I was like, I think I don't want to be with him because he would make me feel like he'd all of a sudden go quiet and be mean. For like no reason, though, he'd just be mean. So once we went to softball and he was just mean afterwards. And then once we were in Boston and he was just mean afterwards. And so we were dating. And literally like later, I talked to him about it like 3 or 4 years ago. He's like, oh yeah, I remember that day. I was just like, she's so annoying. And I don't know if I can do this.
No, it wasn't. I couldn't do this. I just had to get used to it.
That's not a nice thing to say.
No, it's fair to say.
What the hell does that mean?
It's fair to say that you're learning a person. You're trying to get used to all their quirks and things like that. So that was just one of them. I was like, I need to get past this. There's things that annoy everyone about everything. So you just got to figure out how to work with it.
Yeah, so like your disgusting, filthy, disgusting apartment that when we were dating for 1 month, I helped you clean because you had to move out and you didn't get your deposit money back. And when we were leaving, the woman said to you, who was your neighbor, I thought it was so weird how your apartment smelled like fish for 40 days because you decided to only eat fish and then you didn't throw out things. The fact that I stayed with you after that apartment, that was filthy.
But that was only like a couple weeks that I moved. That was a very short.
No, I know, but it was.
And you were never there. Like you actually were like never at that apartment.
No, that was your apartment.
That was farther away.
You lived with your other girlfriend. I just helped you clean it afterwards.
Correct.
But it was filthy. That's probably scandalous to say. You hung out with your other girlfriend in that apartment.
But yeah, I had to get used because sometimes you would just say things. I was like, wow.
That's not
but I got used to it. But I've moved past. I'm fine with it now.
So when you say that my voice is an acquired taste, I feel like that's not nice.
But after a while, I think people come to love you. It just takes them a minute to get used to it.
Yeah. I guess.
So first off, go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
We're recording this on Sunday.
We are. You went to bed last night. He makes this big announcement on Facebook that he's going to be a Fairweather bandwagon fan.
On my terms.
His terms.
On my terms.
And then yesterday we get home to watch the game. And I don't watch baseball at all.
No.
I can't do 100 games. But I think you would admit, last year and this year, once we get into like it actually has weight, the games, I actually watch them. Like I care.
Well, we said that's the thing.
But you don't. You slept yesterday. I stayed up till the
That's
like 12th or 13th inning.
I can't do late. I can't do it's in an 11th inning. I can't do late night things. I can't do any sport, like even football. I don't watch. I remember like the Lions game. I didn't watch the Lions game.
My point is that your bandwagon did not last.
No, but I did the same thing with the Lions. So I can't do past 11 o'clock. Like at that point, I can't.
Well, they're
watch
playing again tonight at 8.
Exactly. So if it's after, I could have stayed to the. I stayed until the end of the night
because it can either be long or short. Man.
That's why I don't like baseball. They need a timer, just like
they have one. They got one.
No, that's the pitch clock. Not no, I mean like an actual like this game can only last this long, like any other sport. Baseball and baseball is the only one that's just hey guys, keep playing until you don't feel like it anymore.
I cannot even watch baseball at all unless it's postseason.
It's terrible.
But I'll tell you, postseason games, and the reason is there's just too many and there's no weight attached. But when you actually watch these games, like every swing counts and every pitch counts and every mistake counts. I find it to be riveting when you're in October. October ball is riveting.
Baseball I don't watch until they make it to like the AODS.
Yeah.
Hockey, I don't watch until the Stanley Cup Finals.
Hockey, I don't watch till the final game.
It's the Stanley Cup Finals. Do not watch hockey at all.
No, we are
until
not
they
hockey
get to the
people.
finals.
Yeah, we're not hockey people.
But the Tigers won last night.
They did.
That's
Go
exciting.
Tigers. Yes, Torkelson. Torkelson. Isn't he the one that got the last
I was asleep, so I don't know.
I think it was Torkelson, but I was in and out. I was fading fast. I was trying so hard to rally.
And I still can't name 5 Tigers.
Oh, I can.
I know Skubal. There's Baez.
Yep. Baez. He's nice and handsome. Who's my boyfriend?
That's it.
I have a boyfriend on the team.
I thought it was Baez.
You don't know? No.
Is it Greer?
Riley Green.
Green.
Yeah, he's my boyfriend. The one that loves Jesus. What is his name? There's a Jesus lover. What is his name? He's like the most famous one. That's Skubal? Not Skubal. I forget his name. He's got this sweet little face. So anyway, go Tigers, go Lions. They're about to play today at 4:00.
Yep.
This is a fun. So we get a game at 4:00, then we get the Tigers game at 8:00. I love this. I could watch good sports all day long. I really could.
Right.
I really could. But do you know what I'm over? Do you know what I'm about to say?
CYO football.
CYO football, man. This isn't even a slam on CYO football. I am just over like being at that field for 4 to 6 hours.
But that's common. That's every year.
It's right now.
Once we get to mid-October, that's when you're like, because at this point it's been like 2.5 months.
Yeah.
So that's where we're in we need this to be done soon. But they are though, like they're done.
And there might not be a game next weekend. If there's not, we should go to sight them. Both of our boys had really good games yesterday. And that felt really good to watch them have good games. So
yes,
yay! And then it
was Joey's finale,
Joey's last home game.
CYO finale.
I was like, were you sentimental? He's like, nope. He does not have a sensitive. No, he actually clarified, which I thought was interesting because I said, wow, you are like zero sensitive. He's like, no, I'm sensitive. He's not sentimental. He is zero sentimental. I wonder who he takes after.
You.
Not at all. I can make a sentimental moment out of anything. He takes after you. So I was like, were you sad? Like walking on the field? And like, he was like, absolutely not. Like,
well, I think part of it, he doesn't play that much. So it's hard to be sentimental when it's like, he doesn't get
yeah, but we gave him the option to not play this year and he wanted to. And he's saying he wants to play in high school. But I was talking to the high school JV coach. The high school team is very positive. And I was saying to the high school JV coach, even if Joey is only on the scout team, he will have fun and feel like he has a place on that team. And I think that's true. The high school program is totally different. By the way, can we talk about this? I think we can.
What?
Can I read? Did you, the high school head coach's text message that went out before? I told you about that. Yeah, before homecoming yesterday.
That's not
I read it to our priest yesterday and he was very impressed. Our high school football coach was like, if you drink, you are off the team.
Or any illegal
activities after homecoming. I was impressed.
Yes.
Like, you don't see that from coaches, you know? You don't see that from coaches proactively saying to their players.
Well, it's also like, hey, this is a special season, so we're not having you ruin it.
Which was a good reminder to the kids because he probably really wanted to do that as a reminder to them because he doesn't want to lose any of his really good players, too, by stupid choices, you know? So hopefully there was no drama at homecoming. Homecoming was yesterday. How did you feel about your son?
The dance. The homecoming dance.
Yeah, well, do we want to recap the whole thing?
Yes.
So this week, did anything happen this week beyond homecoming?
We got a new van.
Yes. Oh my gosh, the people need to hear.
All right, we're going to do the van story.
Yes, because the people have been on the journey, actually. When I had said to somebody...
2025 has been the year of the van. So it started...
No, not 2025. From 2023 to 2025.
This year in particular, like it started in January and then we're ending it in October. But it's a finale, though. So this is the finale when it comes to the van saga.
What's amazing is that we had started out... And I actually think if there was not the accountability of our podcast listeners, I don't know if you would have done what you did this week. You might have. But one of the conversations we had, I mean, I think this was in February because it was cold out when the van broke at the dentist office. And I was in the side of the road. It was winter. And we had this conversation on the podcast where I was like, listen, you make me drive these cars that break down every 13 seconds because you will not get a new one. And then the issue is, if you remember, just let me gaslight you. Issue is,
as long as you're gaslighting me. Yes, please gaslight me.
No, but the issue is the issue is though that it starts to get to a point where we are paying what would be a car payment on fixes every 2 or 3 months. So then we went up north, to Grand Rapids for Father's Day, broke again, more money. We ended up having to rent a van, which ended up being, I think that was really expensive. Remember, it was so expensive. And so anyway, we've been on the journey with you listeners. We have been on the journey and that journey has made him accountable in a way that he has not been accountable in past van situations. Would you say that's a little bit of truth?
No.
You would never admit flaws.
I would not.
But
I wouldn't say the podcast listeners' accountability has anything to do with it.
I actually think the fact that we have discussed this many times on the podcast, the dying van and the amount of money that we were putting into it did make you more accountable to actually make a change.
No, I would say this was the year where we had more issues than past years. Like, and you have, I think your memory is also just terrible when it comes to these things. I remember even showing you the paperwork, be like, last year, this is the only thing we had to do was like brakes and tires. And we had that one issue with the battery at the end of last year was one. And this year we had multiple. So I say, yes, this year is different than prior years.
So we're going to make a happy story. And the happy story was that.
So I can talk through the sequence of events.
Go ahead.
Because there's always sequence.
You got to make it a long story short, though. Sometimes you're like a rambler. I don't know if you know that about you.
Well, you like to say bro a lot. And then our number one listener called that out. And then you make me say bro. So I'm intentionally trying to hold off on the bros.
I saw our number one listener's husband in the hallway and I said, "What's up, bro?" I didn't even think about it.
See?
And then I almost texted our number one listener and be like, "I just called your husband bro," because I call everybody bro.
Oh.
Anyway, let's
And you made me bro. You made me say it.
I love these.
And it was
you actually say it all the time.
Because you did that to me. Yeah. So I'm intentionally
Do you know what I think I did to you that's worse?
Using the word bro.
And then I want to talk about Eric Coulis later on in this podcast. But do you know what I did to you that's worse? You used to never swear. You used to never swear. You swear all the time.
No, I don't.
You used to never swear, though. You used to never swear. I would never hear you swear. And then you've been with such a pagan that it turned. All right, sequence of events.
Totally pagan.
Totally pagan. So pagan.
So how it started. So Sunday.
I think we're going to get to my Irish accent today during this episode.
That's during the homecoming.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. Go ahead.
And you were referring.
So we had a lot to talk about, so we need to go. Let's go.
So Sunday, I think I've talked about with the listeners that I do DoorDash sometimes with the kids. In particular, Malia asks the most because it's a way for her to make money because we don't just give them like allowance or just give them money for being alive. So Malia and I were doing a little bit of DoorDash. We only do an hour. Like that's the most I can handle in 2025. So we're doing like an hour. And then like towards the end of it is when like the last delivery is when the check engine light came on. Which is what had happened back in the summer during Father's Day, the check engine light. So I thought it was something related. So brought it back. And then I said, hey, you need to take the truck on Monday. Because I didn't have to go anywhere Monday. So Monday was...
Your sweet mother brought her car, though, so that you could bring the kids to school. Or no?
No. Okay. So Monday, you took the truck. I dropped the kids off at school and then dropped them off. Then dropped the van off at the place. And then they eventually called me and said it was going to be some big repair or there was some recall or stuff like that. And then that's when it was like...
No, they were like, it might be this recall and we need $800 to inspect the car to see if it's the recall situation.
No, it was, I would say cars are finicky where you have to do a repair, but you don't know 100% if it's going to fix that. So it's like it's going to be like, this is something that we believe. No, they found a recall. So it's like, we can fix it here or we can fix it this way. But however, there's no 100% way to know that it's going to be this call of it. So it was kind of like you could pay a bunch of money and then it'll fix it. But however, there's a bigger recall that will ultimately be involved. So we decided not to do that. And yes, luckily I asked my mother, because I said at that point, I said, okay, we're not going to fix the car. I'm going to bring it home. And then my mother luckily was nice enough to let me borrow the car for a couple of days. So I said, hey, can I borrow your car for a couple of days while we figure out what to do with the van? So for a couple of days, it was the stress of having to figure out a new vehicle.
Plus, you were in the office all week. So
yes, Tuesday through, because normally I work from home. Tuesday through Thursday, I was in the office, which was also another level of, I got to figure this out. Why I need to be in the office. So buying car sucks. That's a reality that I don't think you've dealt with in the past 20 years.
No.
Of trying to.
And even when I did, my dad would come with me. I've never bought a car.
Right.
I actually thought about that if you were to die. Like I've thought about it because we went separate directions all week. And I was like, what if he dies in a car accident and we're halfway through buying the car and I'm screwed because I don't know how to do these things.
Yeah, it just sucks because there's so many out there and there's so many dealerships. So you're trying to do searches and figure out what you want.
And then you ultimately just got to be like, I just got to make a decision.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's the key is decision making.
We're good about that.
And it's ultimately you just have to make a decision and I'm going with that. So looked around. Luckily, we decided to stick with the Odysseys. So we decided to get an Odyssey. So that kind of filtered it down. Well, with us, we have to get vans. So we don't have a million choices. For us, it's either a Honda Odyssey, a Toyota Sienna.
Or
like
the Transit, I think would have been
Pacifica.
fun.
No, I can't do Transit.
I know you can't.
It's just too big. And also, you don't want to drive that.
I don't want to drive it.
You do not want to drive
I don't want to drive it. Yep, you're right.
Especially downtown.
No,
like
you don't. I'm
you're
not driving
doing
it. Yes. Okay,
so, yeah. So, luckily, the dealership that's right over on Telegraph and Dearborn had the vehicles we're looking for. So, I had to spend many hours on Thursday, like, we were like test driving it. Yeah. We had to go through all the paperwork and the options. So that was hours and hours and hours on Thursday to figure it out.
Right.
So ultimately got it. So we got a white Honda Odyssey. We looked at different colors.
No, apparently but you're not even saying the best part. The best part is that because we are Dave Ramsey people, shout out Dave Ramsey, like we don't buy new cars. Like we bought you a new truck. We don't take on payments. It's not smart to buy new cars unless you're in a really good financial situation because the minute you drive them off the lot, they depreciate, like blah, blah, blah. But this time I really wanted a new car. And you let me get a brand new car. I have not had a brand new car since.
Well, that was because the price, like the car that we thought, like the car we were looking at, the used car, and the difference was like, it wasn't like humongous.
Yeah.
So we just said, go with this route.
Which is so exciting.
For you.
Yes. And it was so funny because I don't know if this is weird, but we're in it, so I'm doing it. Like we test drove both the 2024 and the 2026, and the 2026 obviously smelled like new car. And so even the dealer, he was a really great guy. Shout out LaFontaine. This guy was like, he was actually like completely fine if we had decided to get the used one. And so I was like, honey, because I was leaving, I was like, I would really like the new one. Like, and I was like, it's the new car smell, and he's like, yeah, I mean, is it $5,000 worth the smell? Then I'm like, yep, it's $5,000 worth the smell.
That's an expensive smell.
It's an expensive smell. No, but the car too, it has some features that the other one didn't.
Just chargers. That's really the difference.
No, the screens are better and bigger.
Our kids never watch those
screens. Doesn't matter. We can stream now to the screen. So I'm super psyched. I love it. Thank you. And now we have a reliable car and we can drive to North Carolina this summer.
No, I'm not driving North Carolina.
We'll see.
So that was a big thing this week, was having to retire the old van and then getting the new van over the course of like 4 or so days. It's
a lot of moving pieces. You were dealing with a lot of moving pieces.
We had to figure out how to pay for it because we were not like, that's not something that we had planned for, was having like another car payment. We have to figure out how to buy.
Well, and part of the thing with you, I think
was like you
don't accept the like, let's pay $350 for 10 years on this car. Like you're like, you need to aggressively pay off these things.
Yeah, it's as soon as possible.
Yeah, you are not somebody that
because with us, like life, like things change. Yeah. So planning out,
you like the security of not having to have payments that suck our money out during the month.
Because life happens. Like if you remember when we got the truck 2 years ago during my when I had my slight midlife crisis, when I bought like a brand new house and I bought a truck in the series like a month.
Yeah.
The truck was based on like you getting the new job.
Right.
And then you got upset with me because I was like, I'm going to do this in like 3 years. Like, wait a second, like why is the payment so high? I was like, because we're doing this pretty quickly.
Right.
And I said, hey, because we don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
And then I was exactly right in terms of, you're like, actually, I want to be a theology teacher and take less money. I was like, oh, crap. So luckily, I had planned for that when we bought the truck. Yeah. So it wasn't like a huge, like, we were screwed.
No, you're very smart about that.
The key is to pay it off as soon as possible because you're making a bet on the future.
Yeah.
And so many things can happen. Like,
so how many years do you think it's going to take us to pay off? 2
to 3.
Okay, great. Awesome. Which still would be opposed to Dave Ramsey's plan. He would make you pay cash for the whole thing.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, it's also hit like there's different plans. Like we are not people that follow it to the T.
No, we have 5 kids.
We follow the we follow a lot of, and also I think there's a premium you pay on convenience, and we are paying a premium on convenience.
Right.
So the convenience is the next couple of years are going to be very crazy for us, just with like getting kids everywhere, here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, right.
So I think that having that as one less thing to worry about.
We don't ever have to worry about our car not working. Yeah,
correct. Which
we
is
have
on
really
the back
good
of our mind.
transportation.
So
it's true. For at least like 3 or 4 years, we should not have car issues, which is great.
Right. So that's what we're paying. We're paying a high premium on convenience.
Yeah, that's great. I love that.
Just like with we have a person that comes clean our house every other week. Like that's paying a premium on convenience and saving time.
Yep.
So hopefully that gets.
I love it.
So in this podcast 2 or 3 years from now, we'll talk about how it's all taken care of.
Do you know what I think is really cute? You're wearing hats finally.
What do we name him? Snow Bunny?
Snow Bunny. That's what you call me. Your little Snow Bunny. Chocolate Bear and Snow Bunny. Yeah. Wait, let's have a family meeting about your hats.
We're talking homecoming next.
I know, but Carhartt made these little hats and you keep wearing hats and it makes me so happy.
Did you see the black hats?
No.
They have this hat I have on, which is my Lions hat.
In black?
They have it in all black.
Are you going to buy it?
Even the logo.
Are you going to buy it?
No, I have to hold off on the hats.
Because it's like $50.
I have
Hey,
4
by the
hats
way,
now.
I need my Michigan one. It's mine.
You can have
I
it.
paid big money for that.
Yeah, now they have these in all black. The logo's
Yeah,
black.
these are really cute hats.
It's all black.
Yeah, you love your Carhartt.
Yeah,
swag.
so that was and also I was in the office Tuesday through Thursday, so a lot of people.
So then you on Thursday.
It was people.
I don't want to talk too much about this because it really made me mad. I'm still mad about it, and you still don't understand why I'm mad about it. On Thursday, you're like, "Yeah, it's been really busy. I'm not going to go to homecoming," and I can say a lot about that. But all I will say is that whilst you were taking care of the cars, I also was having a very crazy week, and it would have been nice for you to be at homecoming with me. But what I will say is, you did not go. You took the night off. You did not go to homecoming.
Correct.
Friday was a crazy day. I try not to talk too much about stuff that other people go through, but Malia's teacher lost her son very unexpectedly, who is connected to a lot of people that we know.
Her teacher last year.
And I just love her teacher last year. It's just a really big, large family. Some of them are listeners. And so the funeral was on Friday, and it was this just, her son was 22 years old, Connor. And it was just the most beautifully awful thing that I've ever experienced, I think. So the church was packed. There were like 7 or 8 priests. It was such a beautiful funeral mass. But just really quick.
Cabrini, right?
It was at Cabrini. What was amazing is this understanding that the family had. And I mean like the whole big extended family. Like that we are going to mourn this loss in a way that is profound forever. Like a part of us has died and we will mourn that forever. But at the same time, we are so confident in eternal life. It reminded me of the Blessed Carlos Aquinas conversation that we had, that like when you understand how short this life is, it allows you to move through truly the unfathomable. You know what I mean? And so this understanding that although they will not have the next 60 or 70 years with Connor like they thought they would, they will have eternity with him. And let me tell you an insight that I did not share with you that I had never heard before. The Psalm, which you know, shepherd me, O God, beyond my wants, beyond my fears, from death into life. The priest decided to talk about that. And what he was saying is he actually talked directly to the mom, which I was like, at first it felt a little intense because he was talking directly to Mrs. Newell, our friend Jenny. And it was like, you had hopes and dreams for your son. I could start, I probably shouldn't, I wasn't going to go into this this deep, but like you had hopes and dreams for your son, and it didn't turn out. But like the trust that we have in faith is like shepherd you through that to life. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, I've never heard, we know that Psalm, we have it memorized, but like this idea that we, especially for our children, like, and I, you know, as Aaron gets older, we'll talk about homecoming, things like that. Like you imagine what life is going to be like when they graduate and when they're adults, and then when they get married or they become a priest, and then you have grandchildren, and to have that dream ripped from you. But then this promise of like the shepherding is beyond that to real life, you know? So I'll just say everybody in that church, not everybody, we joked about that yesterday, but a lot of people in that church understood that that's what this is all about, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's what faith is. It's a belief in something you can't see, you can't smell, you can't hear. You're stepping out and you're believing.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was really beautiful. So then we left the funeral mass. It was like crazy. So you bought the van. So I went and picked up the van, and then it was like going from this one extreme to the other, because then it was the DC pep rally for homecoming. So then homecoming starts. And I always say that homecoming is like, it's like a movie. If we have listeners that are not connected to DC, which I think, it's done. If we have listeners that are not connected to DC, it's like a movie. Like there's like this pep rally, and then there's a barbecue, and there's a parade, and there's thousands of people, and the team continues to do fantastic. So our football team they put up another game with no points from the other side.
Yeah, another shutout.
Like I think we're doing it. Knock on wood. I think we're going to make a real run, which everybody thought there was going to be a real run. So brought all the kids. The cousins came down. It was good. Mm-hmm. Another like profound reflection, I think, is I'm so glad our kids have their cousins as their friends. So their cousins their cousins came down for the game. Wonderful.
Yeah, we're in it's funny because when we had all these babies, everyone in your family had all these babies back to back. I think it was from I think it was like from 2008 through 17, there was like a child
Like 20
born. It was like a
kids.
10-year
Yeah.
thing where there was a child born every
Yeah.
year. So
Yeah.
we had all these babies.
Yeah.
And
I
now
barely remember it, yeah.
and now we're in like, I would say like generation, this is like the third generation, because you had like the old kids, you
Yep.
know, the one that's just graduated college. So now we're in like the third generation of like
which
the
is the craziness of all
which
these
are our
kids.
kids, which
Yeah.
now we're in our kids being teenagers. So now we're in this new generation of they're driving, they're
Yeah.
on high school, they're teenagers.
Yeah.
Which we're a part of, because the other ones we're just watching them, but now we're
Right.
fully participating in.
Well, and I always say, I always
norm.
pray for our kids to find good and holy friends to walk through life with. And I worry all the time about our kids socially, probably too much. I think you think it's way too much. But the fact that like Jack, my nephew, came down from Brighton and like picked up Aaron. They went to, or didn't pick up Aaron, drove home. They went to the game together, and Aaron only hung out with his cousins at the game. He didn't hang out with any friends and doesn't, you know, and he had so much fun that the next day, which was homecoming, he was acting a little weird. And I'm like, don't you want to go to homecoming? He's like, actually, I'd rather go to Uncle Reach's house because they were having a pool party. But anyways, that was really cool too, to see the cousins.
Yeah. And we know a lot of people who are very close with their cousins.
Yeah.
So there's a special relationship.
Yeah, and I think that, but I think what I'm trying to say is,
and they all live near each other.
Yeah,
I think they're close in age and they live near each other.
They're going to be friends, not just cousins. Like, and that is the good and holy friendships. I think that I've been praying for my whole life is it's going to be their cousins and their siblings, and I'm so thankful for that in this crazy world, because this world's freaking crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it's a crazy world, and they got each other. So that was great fun. Then Saturday was the homecoming dance.
Yes.
So many moving pieces because they also had the 2 games.
Well, Friday was moving pieces too, because we had to, because he had practice and we had to get his watch and his suit, and we had to get him home.
It was crazy.
To get stuff and then get back out. So and you got caught in the crest.
Yeah, I was really mad at you. I'm still mad at you, to be honest. But I thought
that was me last year. Last year I got
I don't even
caught.
want to talk about it.
Last year I got caught in that parade.
So the thing about this being like a movie homecoming, you got to get there early if you're going to get there. If you want to, by the way, and this is important, my husband doesn't want to spend money on concessions. Well, then we need to get there. We need to get there when they're serving food. I mean, all the cousins were coming. So if you want them to eat dinner there, so of course I say I need to leave the house at 5 o'clock. He says he's going to be there at 5:15. Doesn't show up to 5:20. Then we don't get in the car till 5:30. So I'm driving to DC. We're late. The parade starts at 6. I'm already furious. Like I'm worked up. I get irrational about time.
That's a revisionist history.
I'm saying I get irrational about time. So I'm freaking out that we're late. Who actually cares? Nobody. And then we get to where I'm going to turn to get to the freaking school that we belong to. And there's another dang homecoming parade that has closed down every street that allows me to get to Divine Chapel.
I remember the last year. It cuts off Beach Daily. It cuts off Beach Daily from like Joy Road all the way past Ford Road. So from our perspective, we have to cross Beach Daily, and you can't.
Yes.
So you have to go like way north or way south to get across there.
Don't let me do it next
year. But they do have signs up. They have signs up letting people know it's coming. But we get caught up there. You're like, you can't cross that.
And then it's like, and who cares, right? But you know me. I'm like my stomach's knotting and I'm like sweating and I'm like, what the hell?
You just really wanted to go to the parade. You really wanted to go to the DC
my sister
parade.
Was meeting me in the parking lot, so she calls. She's like, we're here. Where are you guys? And I'm like, I'm nowhere near this place. Like a friend had said, I don't know who I'm going to hang out with. Can I sit with you at the barbecue? I'm nowhere near. And so anyway, it's fine.
I'm sure you handled it. There was no yelling. Yeah. You handled it.
Oh, peacefully. And then this is the moment where we can talk about the Irish accent. So I do think this needs a moment on its own. So our friends, had a VIP tent at the thing, and they never do
because they're fancy alumni.
The dad's a coach.
Big contributors. They spend millions of dollars with the school. Boosters.
Yes, boosters. They're boosters, so they had their own tent and seats. No, but the reality was that Connor, who passed away, was a football player. He's a family member of theirs, so a lot of people were in town. So it was really nice. They had this tent on the field, in the end zone or past the end zone. So anyway, I had texted him because there was somebody there that I wanted to meet who lives in Ireland, and I had not met one of the family members. So I came down, and you had sent a text that was like, because you knew I was meeting this woman from Ireland. What did your text say? It was something like,
it was like, make sure you show off your fake Irish accent,
or like, don't let Mary do her fake Irish accent.
No, I said make sure.
It was
you
something.
Have to.
So, anyways, I got down.
She actually lives because she's from here, but she lives in Ireland. So I'm sure she has an Irish accent, right?
No. She's not from Ireland. She was born.
No. I'm saying, but she lives in Ireland. So usually,
she doesn't have an Irish accent. No, I didn't notice an Irish accent, but their whole family's like off the boat. Like even Mary's.
I'm saying like a lot of times when people move, like Ladonna,
I didn't notice
people
that.
Get these
maybe
like,
there
fake
was,
accents,
but I didn't notice that.
Bro, you're from Dearborn.
I didn't notice that. No. I didn't actually notice that. But anyway, she walks up and I was like, so my husband's joking about, and everybody, of course, was asking where you were, and you decided not to come. So I'm like, my husband's asking about my Irish accent.
Can I address that or no? I'll address that at some point.
Okay. And they're like, so we're laughing about my Irish accent. I was like, do you want to hear it? Like, do you want me to test it out? And they're like, yeah, go ahead, give it a roll. And I'm telling you, I did it. And they both of the two of the sisters, Anne and Mary, were like, that's a Donegal accent. Like, that's it. And I was like, exactly, this is legit. And then the sister came up and said, Northern Ireland for sure. So, and then you would admit that the next day they did affirm.
Yes, they affirmed your fake Irish accent.
That it's good.
Has something to it. Yes.
I feel like I could be in a movie if I wanted to. I could star in something about Northern Ireland. I could do a whole thing about Irish history and be in a movie. Okay. And you know what? It's very interesting. I'm just going to do this for a second. One of them said, like, have you watched movies or something? Like, how do you have that accent? And you know what? I didn't realize till this very moment, the only movies and media that I've seen are about the conflict. And that's why it would make sense that my accent's from Northern Ireland. Can you believe it? Can you? He's laughing. He can't handle it.
This is crazy.
But that makes sense. That's so funny. They're like, where did you like? And I'm like, I don't know.
Are you like classically trained? Did you go to Juilliard?
No, it's
Did you practice Irish?
It's from all the shows I've seen about the Troubles. So I know the Troubles well. We watched that. Remember that? We watched that one show that was crazy.
Wait, don't say no or something?
Yeah, don't say anything. Oh, so
don't
sad.
say anything about it.
I don't talk about it. Ooh. I wouldn't say that, but okay. You and I have very differing opinions on Irish history, so we'll talk about it later.
No, it just showed the IRA just killing a bunch of innocent people. I get it. Even their own.
Bro, enough.
What?
Enough.
That poor woman. Her kids had to find her on the beach.
Enough.
Sorry.
Mistakes are made. It's not easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We can't go there.
Big mistakes.
If we wanted to go there, if we wanted to dive into full Irish history, we could do so.
They don't know what happened to their mother.
We would include Israel and Palestine and everything would
flow. Yeah, it's not good.
I know. So we're not going to do it. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this.
That's how we end up in the boat.
That was I will say that Don't Say Anything was a very sad miniseries. It actually showed, I think being from the United States and being raised in the family I was, my family culture romanticized the fight of the freedom fighters. And the fact is that war is not romantic and it is brutal and it is awful at all times. And to reach a solution of a 900-year conflict was not easy. And so that show really showed it. I thought it was really good. So, and the thing about that show that we watched, this is not riveting at all for our listeners, but I am going to say something about that show.
It means a lot to people.
What was very interesting about it, it really upset people because this is recent history. Like, these people are still alive that they were doing this show about. So that was very controversial. It was a very controversial show. Anyway, that was homecoming.
Yeah. So you got to show off your Irish accent.
I did.
And then you were affirmed for it.
I did. I was very affirmed for it.
So you feel legitimized.
Yeah, I feel legitimized. I do. Yes, it feels good.
Irish accent.
And you should feel like I'm legitimized because I feel like you spent a lot of years making fun of it. So a lot of years making fun of it. Do you know when I was a kid, I used to sit in the basement and just practice? I'd play solitaire.
That's really weird.
I'd play solitaire and I'd do monologues about the
trial. Do you play solitaire on the computer with Minesweeper?
100%. I would do Minesweeper. I would do solitaire. And I would talk out loud to myself like I was involved in the Troubles. Is this the weirdest thing in the world?
That's kind of a weird thing.
I know, this is psychotic.
You try to make fun of me. This is a whole different level.
It's a whole different
You try to make fun of me for puzzles and you're the weirdo like talking to yourself.
Weirdo, I know.
That's some weird stuff to be talking to yourself while you're playing solitaire. Like the big Irish accent. Playing solitaire by yourself.
What a loser.
And your parents like, what the hell is she doing downstairs? What is that noise? Is someone watching TV downstairs? No, she just kind of talking to herself.
I just remember that I used to do that. I said it out loud.
That's some weird stuff. Like, you're just talking to yourself, like no one's around. Okay, like you have this imaginary friend.
Sorry, we need to move on now.
Do you have a name for your Irish friend?
No, there was never names.
You're like, that's a little schizo, you too. You got different multiple personality
I wrote
disorder.
a whole story, just so you know.
Oh my God.
I've never even got into it with you. I'll tell you one day. I wrote a whole story.
About what, her struggle? How she was part of the IRA. She joined Sinn Féin.
No, it was like this.
She jumped out. She went to. She went to the Republic of Ireland, but she was too hardcore. Then she moved to the United States.
No, what it was like two friends that became friends, and then they started dating people. But then they were on opposite sides, and then one's like Boothang got killed by the other side. And then this friendship was like torn apart. It's like every movie, pretty much. I don't think I wrote this. I think I stole it from.
I think you just made it up right now.
The wind that shakes the barley. That's pretty much what the movie was called. And
there was a boy in striped pajamas, and there's another boy, and he went across the fence, and then all of a sudden
we should do a movie review.
They went to a chamber.
Most depressing movies of all time. Okay, so that was Homecoming. What else from you? Oh yeah, Hotel Rwanda. Anything else?
No, Homecoming. No. And then that was a lot.
Yeah.
And then yesterday was
Homecoming. The football games we already talked about.
Football games. He seemed like he had a good time. He dressed up. He took pictures.
He did. He danced. I got a video of him dancing.
Did you? I haven't seen it. With a girl?
Gina Delgado. No, he was like doing the hype dance.
Like in the center and he was in the middle?
Not full middle, but he was having fun.
I gotta admit, I'm still traumatized by the Homecoming outside. Because when I picked him up, you drive by.
No, it's fine.
And it's just
the kids love it.
It's just like two tents in the parking lot, and it's like a DJ.
Remember, we already talked about this last time.
I know, and they're just like dancing.
Between black people.
It's just thrown off. I'm just thrown off by the sight of just like them outside just dancing under a tent in the parking.
They had fun.
And they're all together. Like I can't imagine the upperclassmen and lowerclassmen being together. That's also different because we were very much apart from each other.
Our school's great.
The grades did not mix. Yeah. It was like we had our sections.
No, our school's great.
We did not mix.
I love the vibe.
They didn't like us.
Right now. There was a picture that came out of the Homecoming court girls right before they went on the field.
Who won?
Cammie.
I don't know.
The kicker. Yeah. These girls are such.
Wasn't Owen Gibbons? Owen Gibbons came out. Did I see him on the video?
Owen and last year's court gives the thing. So what was neat though is that out of the 5 girls that were on court, 4 of them are on the faith leadership team. And so I just happened to see this picture. I asked permission to share it, and I will be sharing it multiple places. But the 5 girls paused before they went out in the field and prayed. Like nobody made them. They just did a little prayer circle together.
But they also got it on video. So is that part of it?
Wait, what do you mean?
Didn't they get the prayer on video first?
No.
Oh, I thought you showed them like a video of them praying beforehand.
No, it's a picture. There's like a picture.
Oh, but also Friday night, the rosary. You mentioned there's a lot of kids.
Yeah, so I offered extra credit. That was a bump up. That was a bump up.
Cheating.
That was a bump up. But there were probably 100, 150 people. Maybe I'm exaggerating. I mean, I had 40 students there at least. And then, so maybe there was more like 100. It was really beautiful to have 100 people show up in front of the grotto, which is not called the grotto. It's called a shrine, which is so stupid.
It's got an arrow. It's a sign and arrow that says the St. Mary Shrine.
Grotto
the Marian Shrine.
I was talking to a priest friend and I was like, yeah, we don't actually call it the grotto, we call it the shrine. He's like, well, what? Because it is
a grotto. It's got rocks and everything.
Like, it's literally
it's
a grotto.
Not a shrine.
It's literally a grotto.
A shrine is different than a grotto.
I mean, it could be a shrine. So anyways, so great. Anything else we should talk about this week? Is there anything controversial? Is there anything that we need to say before the end of this podcast? Anything you want to talk about?
Taylor Swift had a new album.
O-M lowercase g. I can't believe we didn't talk about it.
T-Swizzle.
I've got 2 things to talk about.
Had an album that came out. Actually, a couple things.
Okay.
Go ahead. So T-Swift.
I want to talk about T-Swift. I want to talk about Dearborn. And what do you want to talk about? And then we got to end it. You just said a couple.
We're watching a new show.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
Black Magic, Black Rabbit.
So let's start first with T-Swift. Love the new album. She does swear quite a bit, but she has a whole album that's edited. So but the swear version of one of the songs, I love.
I've only heard a couple and I had to turn it off. That's just not.
You don't like her?
I can't. It's hard.
What about the song I said reminds me of me and you?
Maybe I got through like. I got through like 2 or 3 songs. I was like, man, I can't.
No, I actually am a T-Swift fan. You will be buying me tickets to her show.
I can't do this.
You will buy me tickets to her show. I'm a fan. I'm ready to say it. I'm a fan.
It's hard to listen.
I'm all in.
To
and you know what? And she is a little edgy, but she's fine. She's not.
She's also in her mid-30s, so her edgy is different than.
Well, what I'm saying is like there's some of the Catholics.
She's allowed to be edgy.
Yeah, like she's a woman. Here's the thing: she's not Catholic. Like, so I don't expect that she's going to share the same values and morals as me.
Your son said girls at this school does not.
That's fake.
They don't want to listen to Taylor Swift.
Girls love,
which is surprising me.
He's lying. Girls love T Swift. So yeah, love the new album. Can't wait to dive in. So glad she's found happiness with Taylor. Travis. Yes, Travis.
I only heard a couple episodes.
Travis.
Let me song.
Do you know that the podcast New Heights?
Yes,
I did find out the backstory. A podcast that she was on, guest on a podcast, never is on podcast. It was a very big deal. He proposed to her directly after. Do you know that? While they were recording the podcast, he had people in his backyard setting up the garden that was
I didn't know
proposed
that.
to.
That's a fun fact.
Yes. So after they recorded it, because it takes way longer than an hour and a half to record a podcast of that level. So they're recording, they're like in an office. She comes out, and that's when he proposed to her. Isn't that cool?
Ooh.
Little fun fact for you. So, okay, that's T Swift. What was the next thing you said? Oh, Dearborn. So here's the thing. Do you know that Dearborn made like major news over the course of the last 3 weeks?
Are you talking about that thing on Instagram about the churches?
Yeah, but the reason that was made is because, like, I'm telling you, I follow Catholic influencers who are very conservative, right-leaning, and they were slamming Dearborn. Everybody was slamming Dearborn. Like,
why are they slamming? I don't understand why.
Okay, the police chief or police guy got on a press conference and spoke in Arabic, and so they're like, they're taking over our country. They don't speak English. And then there was something else. Oh, there was some beef at a council meeting. Did you see the beef at the council meeting?
No, I really don't follow.
Basically, they named a street after somebody of Arabic descent who's practicing Muslim, who criticized Israel and affirmed Hamas, which is a very dangerous thing to do. You can't actually affirm Hamas. So they named a street after this guy. I'm giving you the too long didn't read version.
Is it like an actual street or like one of those
so cute? Yeah. So then this guy came up to say, "Yo, mayor, you shouldn't have done this at the student council or at the council meeting." And the mayor was like, "Yo, you're actually a complete racist, and I can't wait till you move out of this city. We're gonna throw a parade the day that you're out of the city." Because apparently this guy has beef with this family. So this is all very layered, right? And so, but it's been making national news that Dearborn basically has been overtaken by Sharia law. It really has. Like, I've seen it.
Yeah, but locally we all.
Then there was this beautiful video that was like, and it was from the Dearborn Instagram page, which is followed by a lot of people and definitely is run, I think, by folks of the Muslim Arabic persuasion based on the content. But it was this beautiful video that was like, actually, here's how we live together. And it was all the Catholic churches and because in Dearborn, there is actually no weirdness that I perceive. I don't know if I would love living next to a mosque that was projecting prayers in the morning, because that's also happening. That's another beef there. On the loudspeakers, like,
does that happen?
A call to prayer. Apparently, I don't know a lot of. I wouldn't love that maybe, but so this morning when I was at mass, the Dearborn police were there because now they're going to be at every single mass. Just so you know. Do you know this?
No.
Yeah, they're going to be at every single mass and at our school masses too.
Why?
Safety and security. Because there's recent targeting of churches.
Yes, Christian churches.
Yeah. So as I was talking, I was like, Dearborn is so cool. And I'm so glad they made this little video. Maybe we'll post it with the podcast about how actually people that are like posting from California and Kentucky about how terrible Dearborn is. Like, there's actually not people trying to take over the United States government in Dearborn.
Well, I think that people need to realize that our Muslim friends, there's a religious aspect and there's a cultural aspect
and a political aspect.
And yes, there are some parts of the Muslim faith that we may have questions about, but a lot of the folks that we interact with, like the people, like nicest, like there's no issue, there's no beef, there's no like our kids go to parties together. We are invited to their houses, like we all.
In fact, there's a sweet family that we're friends with that I told you yesterday.
At their restaurants.
I have such a hard time because they're so kind, and I feel like I can't ever repay their kindness. They're always like, they're just the most giving people in the universe, and I'm like, it makes me almost uncomfortable because I'm like, I don't do anything that they do for me for them. But yeah, so it was a very cool video, and I think it was good to kind of, and again, because I went to Franciscan University, I follow people all over on social media that don't live in the state of Michigan, don't live in Dearborn, and they're all posting this stuff about Dearborn, like. And that's wild. Father Mike Schmitz, when we met him this summer, the first thing he said is like, "Oh, Dearborn, that's where all the Muslims are from. How's that in a Catholic school?" Because he's like,
"Well, this is not." People need to realize that this is not a new thing. I mean,
right?
Like that's
no. But if you're only watching the news, hearing about this city, that I think
it probably comes across this is a new thing. Like, all of a sudden, they just moved in like 10 years. Like this has been like 70 70 plus years.
I mean, there's definitely a demographic switch in Dearborn. And I think that for some people that maybe have lived in Dearborn their whole life and now see, Arabic signage everywhere and things like that, it can feel a little like, oh, this is like, my neighborhood and this is now shifted, right? Which is fine to feel that way. But there's a difference between feeling like, oh man, my city is now shifted and like.
Well, I can say someone who wouldn't like it is your grandparents. They would have moved out to Superior Township. I don't
understand why you always besmirch them on this podcast when you love Jaji.
Your grandparents would have left the first.
I do not think they would have lived in Dearborn.
They would have been like, deuces.
Stop it! You're so rude. But yes, I think they would have. Yeah. But anybody
They
that
didn't play
lives in
that.
Dearborn understands that there's actually, or like, I guess we don't live in Dearborn.
No.
The tension
Our
is
kids go to
less than
school in
what-
Dearborn.
Yeah. So
But we have
anyway,
many listeners. I mean, we have many listeners who do live in Dearborn.
yes.
And they've been there, like, many of them their whole lives.
Like
close
6
to
of them.
that.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
And they're still there.
All right. And then you want to talk about the new show we're watching?
No, I'm just saying we're watching a show called Black Rabbit on Netflix. It's got Jason Bateman.
You shouldn't ever say that because these shows are bad.
What?
Jason Bateman.
Are we not allowed to
Jude
watch
Law.
shows either?
Jude Law. I like Jason Bateman. I think he's a very good actor.
Yeah.
I adore him, actually.
Yes.
So great.
He plays kind of the same character in many
every
things.
time. He speaks the same. His dialect is the same every time. Yeah.
The same.
Yeah, it actually is. Yes.
The question is just how much hair does he have?
It's true.
Different shows.
It's true. But he's a great actor.
The same character.
You're right.
Him and Paul Rudd. Those are the guys who just are like kind of the same character in every movie.
Yeah. Anything else?
What else?
Is there anything? Are we done?
I think
feel
so.
like
What's
that's
coming up?
Great. Coming up this week. I feel like it's going to be, knock on all the wood, a mellow week.
Yeah, we don't know about
football.
I'm sure there's practice. We just don't know.
And then I just think it's going to be, we don't have anything. Getting over homecoming is a big deal. It's just, there's a lot of moving pieces. Our basement should be starting soon. We're going to email a guy. I think he's going to come out, but actually we don't have time in life to do our basement right now. So we're not sad that he didn't come out the last week of September. So
yeah, exactly.
That'll be happening though. But I did want it done by Thanksgiving. And I think that's not going to happen for my sister.
Oh,
I love when my sister stays here.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely under construction. So that's probably not going to happen.
Okay. Is that it?
All right. Until next time.
Till next time. TTYL.